Hello again, this is Trice Majestus, and we're getting ready to continue on. And with that, and a quick check of the sound, let's get moving.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Seeing as I got very little sleep last night, because it took me a while to get to bed after the game, let me just turn the eye tracker off now before it starts going wacko trying to find my eyes. Alright. As soon as we can hook up with Yellow. Let's see where he is. Unfortunately, Lynn won't be able to join us tonight, so it will be just myself and Yellow. Real life does occasionally get in the way. Good evening, Yellow.
Hello.
So, just you and me tonight. Okay.
I see that.
It's okay, Lynn. There's more than enough range to catch up to however far we end up going.
That's true. I'm about 7 jumps away.
Okay, well, I will relax here until you get here.
Alright.
And then you probably want to scan a couple of the planets in this system. There's a couple of nice ones. I gotta have my dessert.
What do you have for dessert?
Tonight it's oatmeal cinnamon cookies with icing on them. I'm just gonna have one. Because if I don't force myself to just have one, I will eat the entire container.
Oh, yeah. Although I think that's kind of the point of...
Well, there's one serving per container, right?
Yeah. Or they get optimistic. 13 servings per container. There are 30 cookies in here. It's like, yeah, no.
Serving size, 1 cookie.
100 calories.
There's calories on this. 110 calories. So they're not that
About
bad.
the same as a soda pop.
No, about half a soda. Well, I
Oh,
suppose
what is it?
sodas are over 200 calories.
I did not know that.
Unless you get diet, in which case it's not. 16 ounces of Coke is a ton of sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, I had my delicious cookie. I gotta stretch them out, make sure they last. galaxy map.
Here's the galaxy map, Commander.
Okay, 4.
Aha! Now I can follow you jumping to me.
Oh, because I don't have my,
Well, I should turn my wing beacon on too, huh?
bacon.
Bacon? I just had bacon with my baked potato.
Double serving of bacon.
Oh.
Ain't nothing wrong with that unless you're watching your cholesterol.
I don't know if I should or not, but I have bacon every day. Well, just about every day.
Well, anything in moderation is fine.
Every day I can convince my wife to make breakfast for me. And I get scrambled eggs filled with vegetables and sort of a farmhouse scramble. Vegetables and mushrooms and good stuff like that in it. And a side of bacon. Usually 5 or 6 pieces of lovely bacon. Didn't have that this morning though. So I don't feel too guilty about the
cookie.
Oh, the cookie or the bacon bits that I put on the baked potato. I had this like 3-pound baked potato with cheese, butter, and bacon.
Oh, so good.
Now my wife just learned a new way to bake potatoes. There's an English way. And it's so much better. I forget what it's called, but it's just, oh my goodness, lovely.
What do they do?
Low temperature for a long time.
Ooh.
So basically they cut a cross in the top of it, hit it with, cover the entire skin with olive oil, and put a little bit of salt and pepper on top and set it right on the racks. And just bake it at I forget I don't know what the temperature was, but it was a lower temperature than you normally set for potatoes, but you bake it for like 2 hours. And oh my god, about halfway through I thought she was baking cookies. It smelled so good.
Have you ever had twice baked potatoes?
Nope, haven't tried that yet.
That has become my specialty. It's a lot of work, but oh my god, they're so delicious.
Anything worth having is good. A lot of work. Are you kidding?
Oh yeah.
And
You
my
bake it, you scoop it out.
Yeah.
You mix all sorts of good stuff with it, put it back in. Oh.
My favorite pie takes actually 3 days from when you start it before you can eat it.
What kind of pie is that?
It's called a Bavarian cream pie. And you can look it up on the internet and you'll find pies called that, but they're not the same. It's a family recipe that is very different than any of the ones you see online. And it's basically, it takes 3 days before you can eat it because there's 2 overnight sets. So you start out making a vanilla custard, pretty standard vanilla custard. That has to set overnight. And then you put the pie together. And then it has to set overnight again.
In the pie shell.
Yeah. And let me turn my wing beacon on here. So I'm sitting out here at the prettiest planet in the system. It's two worth scanning in this system, and I'm sitting out at the prettier of the two.
All right.
System map. So... Oh, actually, no, this isn't that system. This is the only one good at this system, and I'm sitting at it. I was thinking there's one 2 systems ago, but we went 2 more systems after that pretty one. So you probably want to come scan this guy because it's a pretty terraformable.
I'll be right there. You gotta go above the plane though, or below it actually. Can't quite grab that last planet on the far side of that star.
Ah.
Two birds, one stone.
Most of the Bavarian cream pies out there you see, they make a custard pie, and then they just put whipped cream on top of it, and that's wrong.
At least you have conviction.
Yeah, it's just not right because you get a layered pie rather than a pie that is consistent throughout. So you get, and it's just not. You don't. There's something special that happens when you combine the egg whites, whipped cream, and custard, and you bring them together into a single homogeneous substance, then let it set. It has a very, very special taste to it, which you don't get when you make a layered pie. So that is the secret to our pie and why our pie is better than any other. And part of the reason that my great-grandfather got paid to go out of business. There was another baker who had been in the same town for many, many, many years, and when he moved into the town and opened up when my grandfather moved into town and opened up his bakery, he started taking all the other guys' customers because everybody wanted his pies and breads because they were better. So he was getting
losing money.
Oh, the other guy was losing money hand over fist. But he had been in business long enough that he had a whole lot of savings, so basically he paid my great-grandfather to go out of business, and my great-grandfather had enough money that he was able to buy houses for all of his daughters, and he had quite a few of them, and never have to work a day the rest of his life, and live quite comfortably.
That works.
Yeah, nothing left when he was done, but who cares? Nothing but his recipes, and I have several of those. And I'm currently the only one in my generation who knows the technique because there's a special technique to put the final pie together, otherwise it doesn't set.
So you're holding all the family secrets.
Well, nobody else wanted to learn it yet. My daughter wants to learn it, so she'll, So I showed her how to do it once. I showed my wife how to do it. So it won't die with me. It will go at least one more generation. Yeah, it's we have the only pie of its kind that I'm aware of, anyway. The one thing with making a custard pie and just putting cream on top is you don't have to worry about the second set. I mean, whipped cream is just whipped cream.
Yeah.
The reason there's a second set is so the whipped cream proteins, the custard proteins, and the egg white proteins can combine. And once they combine, they're special. Anyway, oh, I'm gonna make my pie.
Well, let me plot real quick.
Okay.
I think I am. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, we're going to UXL. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, shit.
What now?
I'm going to quickly get out of the game before it completely oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? I don't know whether the game is working or not.
You haven't left yet.
Okay, but don't have the screen. I've lost. It's lost something. Okay. I'm going to have to kill it and restart.
Okay.
All right, that seems to be going. I think it's working. Okie dokie. So now we are back live.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So luckily my computer didn't go down. Just the game. And I actually had to restart the stream because for whatever reason it lost sync with YouTube. Any rate, ready to go. Shall we get moving?
Locked and loaded.
Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
But that served as a good reminder. I started up the background transmission on the other machine just in case it goes down hard later. So that way I won't lose the stream even if it does go down hard.
Fuel scooping.
Gas station! We've got a gas station here.
Picking up fuel.
System map. We own it. Whenever you're ready.
Just getting out from under her. Going 3, 2, 1.
Engage.
Frameshift drive
Preparing for
charging.
warp.
So this is the 30th day
4, 3,
since we left the Emerald Tablet.
Oh, wow.
Or 30th stream anyway. It's actually 31 days because of the 1 day of no stream.
Oh, that's right. Last weekend.
Yep.
fuel scooping.
14.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, so where's that lonely rocky ice hiding? Oh, there it is. Oh, there's two of them. System map. System map. Alright, what do we got here? We own the system.
A whole lot of nothing.
The whole lot of nothing. Let's move to the next. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
My question is when you're jumping from normal space into Super Cruise, what dictates the time to, you know how it has to charge up?
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
There's a certain
Fuel
minimum
scooping
time,
complete.
which is then added to if they can't get an instance created in time. Oh, this is another. Oh, it's a 4-pump gas station. System map. And we own it. Whenever you're ready,
Launch.
engage.
Frameshift drive
Charging FTL.
So like everything in this game, there is a certain amount of minimum time that they are based you know, it should take so long to charge up your thing and yada yada yada. You know, whether it's going, you know, dropping down from Super Cruise, going up from Super Cruise, jumping into the next system, doesn't matter. There's a certain minimum time that they make for each thing. and then that is added to depending if they can get an instant, depending on how long it takes them to get an instance up. System map.
Oh.
And that's pretty.
So that's just how they hide.
Yeah, and it's pretty standard for MMOs. Gas station, we own it. On to the next as soon as you're ready.
Let's do it.
Engage.
Frameshift drive.
Spooling FTL
It's
engines
just a
and preparing for
built-in
jump.
loading screen.
Yeah. Basically, they hide the loading screen as much as possible. So when you request going to a new system or dropping down or whatever, as soon as you request, they're spinning up something. And then it's how long it takes it to spin up.
Good.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Not a lot of P-Star.
I don't know. Haven't popped it up yet. I generally get up from the star before I go looking.
I tried to scan and scoop at the same time.
I don't like doing that because you run the risk of running into the sun if you bump your controller.
System scan complete.
System map. We own the system. And nothing worth going out there. Oh, geez, 219. Yeah. No, thank you. Engage.
Charge!
Spooling FTL engines and preparing for jump.
It takes several million to get me to go that kind of distance.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Basically 3 terraformable high metal content or 1 terraformable water world will get me to go that far.
Yeah. One earthlike.
Fuel scooping.
Oh, 26.
Fuel scooping complete.
No, gas giants. 5 of them?
Gas giants and whatever they happen to have floating around them, yeah.
I gotta step away for 2 seconds. Be right back.
Okay. I got a codex. So I think it was me.
Okay, I am back.
One or the other of us got a codex out of this.
System scan
There we
complete.
go.
System map. Well, it didn't pop the codex screen for me, but I heard the codex thing go off.
Yeah, I've got a headset, so would have been.
Well, we own the system, and like a lot of systems filled with a bunch of ice balls and not much else, it's time to move on. Engage.
Frameshift drive.
Preparing for jump.
And for those of you who just joined us in on stream, well, you're lucky you missed the early crash. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
12 more.
If you're wondering, we're holding Lindeb hostage. That's what she's not on.
Yeah, sure. And how many bridges are you going to sell people tonight, Yellow?
Well, let's see. How many bridges do we have today?
Does that really matter?
You have a point.
After all, the guy who sold the bridge that tale is actually based on didn't actually own the bridge. System map. Bridge was owned by the city, but he tried to sell it anyway.
Some people.
Hey, you know, if you can get someone to pay for it.
Take the money and run.
Yeah. Man, I thought we had a decent chance of at least one of these guys. Oh, but they start out at 1,500 light seconds on an F. Little too far out. Okay. On to the next. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
A little outside the habitable zone.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, a bit chilly.
Yep.
System scan complete.
Gas station.
Fuel scooping. Fuel
Get your gas here. System map. And we own it. So as soon as you're ready to move, as soon as you're gassed up and ready to move on, we'll jump to the next one.
Let's do it.
Engage.
frameshift drive.
Preparing for jump.
Four, three, two,
Drinking my Diet Dr. Pepper.
You're drinking your diet. Okay. I was gonna say you're drinking your diabetes in a can, but instead you're drinking your cancer in a can.
fuel scooping
Essentially.
complete.
Not that I have a
I work in a
problem.
plastic.
Not that I have a problem having a Dr. Pepper every once in a while, but
That ain't the healthiest.
no soft drink is healthy. Or at least no soft drink with high fructose corn syrup in it is healthy.
Yeah. I work in a plastic factory, and we're right next to some train tracks, and a little bit south of us, there is a, I don't know if it's Pepsi or Coke, but there's a bottling facility. And they get the train cars of high fructose corn syrup come in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what's in those.
Yep. One of the world's truly horrific substances. It takes twice as much insulin to break down high fructose corn syrup as it does the same amount of sugar.
Really?
Yeah, and so what it does is it burns out your insulin production.
Pancreas or
Yep.
whatever it is.
So, it is, however, a whole lot cheaper than sugar, which is why the soft drink companies love it. System map. But most of the countries around the world will not allow it in products.
Except for us, when we literally had radioactive material being sold in children's toys.
Yep. Alright, we own the system, there's nothing good here, so time to move on. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Charging FTL.
There's several at least a couple of chemicals I know of that we allow in food here that is not allowed in the rest of the world. High fructose corn syrup is one of them. There are a lot of countries that will not accept U.S. grain. Because of the ripening method that we use.
Oh.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, a star and a body, probably a gas giant. Yep, a star and a gas giant. Okay, where is it? Here it is.
System scan complete.
System map. Alright, we own them both. Time to move on. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Charging FTL.
The other major one that we use here that is not allowed in most of the world is monosodium glutamate. Otherwise known as Dowfrost.
3, 2,
Called what?
Dowfrost. The original name was Dowfrost. It was a chemical that somebody at Dow invented, and then they had looked for a use for.
Let's put it in food. It's salt.
It turns out, you know, it's a decent preservative, but it's horrible for you. But even better than that, it is one of the best heat. It's the second best heat transfer liquid that's ever been invented. Although the first one wasn't invented, the best one is water. So it is used. Oh, we got a gas station. System map. It's actually used to cool lasers. System map. Laser company I work for, we own the gas station. They would get 50-gallon drums of Dowfrost.
Huh. Now, is it actual liquid?
Yeah. It's slightly more, it's more viscous than water, so it doesn't flow as fast. But it's a great heat transfer liquid, and it doesn't freeze at a very good, it freezes at an extremely low temperature, which makes it great for shipping things that need to be, shipped, so, or stored, because you don't have to worry about they don't expand very much when they, when it gets cold, so, it's low thermal expansion, and has a very, very low freezing point. Plus an extremely good heat transfer element. So it's really It's nice for machine coolants. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing to fold space.
But and it happens to be quote unquote non-toxic. So yeah, right. And a decent preservative. So which is why it's used as a preservative in a lot of foods in the U.S. that need long shelf life.
I know you could, like, buy it in the stores in powdered form at least.
That doesn't surprise me if they can find a way to sell something.
I worked at a grocery store when I first started out, and I was stocking shelves, and it was just monosodium glutamate.
Yeah. Normally it comes in a liquid form in 50-gallon drums. But, I mean, most people don't buy it in bulk, so... only companies tend to buy it in bulk, and then it's usually for a coolant application. Like in laser coolant. That does a great job.
I wonder if that's what they use in heat pipes for computer cooling.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Well, that might even just be water.
System scan complete.
System map. A lot of computers have, water cooling systems, and it's really water. You could use MSG. I mean, I don't think it would be, it might be much of a problem. I think it'd work just fine. I don't know.
Well, in like air coolers, they use heat pipes, but they got something in there. I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Engage.
Frameshift drive
Spooling
charging.
FTL engines and preparing for jump.
But most of the guys in the laser company I worked at, I mean, they knew what MSG was and how it was used. They would they would not eat food that had it in it.
When you start working in the industry, and things that you use in industry are used in food preparation,
Fuel scooping complete.
like, yeah, I'll pass. Oh, water world.
Yeah, and I mean it was kind of a chemical that was, some chemist or chemical engineer or something like that was messing around, and where is everything? Where is everything? They ended up inventing this thing, and then they had to find a reason. Find a use for it. Aha, gotcha. They're all out at sea. And they don't have a ship to get back.
That's a good one.
System map. All right, we own the system. That high metal content isn't worth anything. Neither is that one or that one. No. Oh, it's only 27. Yeah, oh, well, we're definitely heading out there. Okay. So, C3 and 4. You probably want 4 since it's the water world. And it's terraformable. And I see, you took off early.
I thought it was water world.
Yeah. Yeah, C4 is a terraformable water world. 3 to 6 mil. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging. 3, 2, 1. Engage.
System map. Hello. Alright, that's back. That's back. Did I get all of those? Yes, I have all of those. Alright. Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, I have purposely not shot these yet.
Oh, good. I think you can at this point.
First wave away.
That is thoroughly annoying. It's 2 crashes tonight. That's bad.
Well, hopefully.
I hope that's it. I hope I don't get any more, but
I'm knocking on wood.
yeah. I'm knocking on Formica.
There's wood-ish under it.
MDF. Sawdust and glue. I have one of them fancy office desks.
I have a cheap glass one, but the one of the people at my work, they gave them all the standing desk thing that you put on top.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't going to use it, and so she said, "You can have it," and I said, "I'll take it." She said, "Go ahead." So I took it home with me.
Right. Well, they company I was at, they changed the senior management, and the new senior management did not like the desks the old senior management had. So there was a lottery held with whoever won the lottery could pay $25 and take it home. So I put in for both of the desks that were up. I managed to win one of them.
Noise.
So I paid $25 and got a $300 desk.
Can't beat that.
Nope, can't beat it at all. Somebody else paid $25 and got an $800 desk, but that's okay.
Surface scan complete.
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw. This desk has served me. I don't know that I could have gotten the other one home quite so easily as I got this one home. I mean, this thing weighs more than I do. And I'm not a lightweight. I'm 6 foot tall and I'm not a lightweight. And this thing outweighs me. It was
Pretty good.
Yeah, you know, it's so, you know, I had roof racks on my car, I lifted it up, put it on the roof racks, and the car dropped 2 inches.
Hearing them creak probably didn't help.
Nope. Once I got it home, it was harder to take them down because I no longer had help. At work, I had another person to help me put it on top of the car. So it was.
Yeah, that would be key.
Yeah, luckily I had a dolly, and so I was able to bring it in the house. But it was. It's quite the desk. It's heavy, and it's traveled with me ever since.
That's how you know it was a good purchase.
Yeah, it's lasted me almost 20 years.
For $25?
For 25 bucks, yeah. 20 years, several moves. That's, yeah. Anytime I want to move it around, I have to put those furniture discs under it. I can barely lift a corner. So literally, I have to empty the, take the drawers out, and then put it on furniture discs, and then I can move it. It's heavy.
Some of those furniture discs cost about the same price, too.
What, pack of 4 for $5?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, probably Harbor Freight.
Walmart.
Huh.
Just these little plastic discs. You throw them, you pick up the piece of furniture just a little bit, shove them underneath the corners, push the furniture around the floor.
Genius. Probably works on carpet.
Oh, works on anything. Although I wouldn't want to move it on asphalt that way, you'd wreck them.
Pretty quickly, too.
No, they'd last a little distance, but you'd have to buy a new set. And then again, only like $5 or $10 for a set, so whatever. But they're just these silly little plastic discs with rubber on one side. So, okay. I guess I do flybys. C3 has been done. Hello, pretty yellow planet.
I figured I'd better pick it up while I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. So now heading off to C4 to look at the prettier planet. But yeah, so the part that goes to the to furniture side is a non-skid rubber. So that way it doesn't slide out from it under the furniture as you're pushing the furniture along. That way you don't wreck your furniture. And the side on the bottom has a very slippery, very tough plastic. And so you just pop these things underneath it, that just move the furniture around. Makes it dead easy to move heavy furniture. You just got to get the, be able to get the furniture just a fraction of it. It's like a quarter of an inch off the ground to get the thing under it.
Climb up under it. Nice.
And just push it around. Makes moving furniture so much easier.
Yeah.
Should work just fine on asphalt, but you're bound to scratch the hard plastic. And so it wouldn't be good for more than like a few hours of use there. But I mean, by then you're done moving it, so go buy another pair. Or another set of 4. this is kind of a pretty planet. Oh, of course it is. It's a terraformable water world. By definition, it's well, it doesn't. Not by definition, but most of them are pretty.
Very deep.
That's a
almost steel gray.
yeah. Well, oh, you pointed at the planet.
Oh, I was looking at the planet. Trying to figure out if those are clouds or mountain ranges.
It's a water world. They're definitely clouds. All right, shall we move?
That's buggy.
Engage.
Spooling FTL engines and preparing for jump.
Fuel scooping.
17.
Fuel scooping complete.
Well, there go the asteroids.
Yeah, I popped in to look at one. And there weren't much to look at. There's like 4 or 5 rocks.
Yeah. I've never tried to mine an asteroid cluster. I don't know whether you can or not.
Didn't have any lasers on me. Or prospectors. Or limpets.
Maybe one of these days I'll try that. System map.
I was wholly unsuited to it.
Alrighty, we own the system. Nothing pretty here. Time to move. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
So I got to looking at the fans on the front of my PC,
Yep.
and even though there's a filter on the front of it, they're pretty coated in dust.
It's probably cat hair.
Yeah. He's jet black, so I probably won't be able to see it.
Had a cat when I was growing up. So he was an outdoor cat and a mighty hunter. From a distance, he kind of looked a bluish black until he came up close to you. He got close and you saw he was an extremely dark blue-gray with black stripes.
Weird.
Yeah, he kind of looked like a Russian blue, except they're a solid color, and he definitely wasn't. But one day I,
Blue tabby.
yeah, well, yeah, it just, you know, he's basically a tiger-striped cat, but his base coat is a dark gray. But really interesting. Really interesting coloration.
Complete.
One day I got home from working, still living at my parents' house at the time. And here he comes across the backyard, dragging a pheasant larger than he is. System map. It's the only cat I've known to tangle with a coon and come out alive.
They typically don't fare very well.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Coons, no.
No, they came about even. It came out about even, and he had he ended up with a notch in his ear, but that's about it. Crazy cat. Anyway, we own the system. Nothing good. Time to move. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
I think the most interesting thing my cat ever came home with was a live baby chick.
Well, that cat would bring home food, show it to you. I mean, it was always dead. He'd come show it to you, take it back outside, and eat it. The only reason he would take it.
Have his trophies.
Oh no, he was all about wild food. Nothing about trophy. He would devour them. The only reason he didn't eat it in the house is because my mother yelled at him once for bringing a dead thing into the house. So he would bring it in to show it and then take it right back outside and eat it. Man, he would catch the darndest things. The only cat I've ever seen that managed to catch and kill a blue jay.
I had a dog who used to bait the blue jays with their food. We got one.
That's actually pretty rare.
Yeah, there was just feathers everywhere. There was so much screaming going on. From not just the blue jay, but from the blue jay friends.
Right.
Oh man, it was... if it had just been a bird, I'd have seen the feathers, wouldn't have seen anything, but because of all the ruckus, I had to go see what was going on.
Right. I just thought it was funny. I've got no idea how far out in the woods out behind the house that he had to go to get that pheasant that time. But I mean, pheasants are big. They're pretty big birds. And he's hauling this thing. Hope I can't get to that one. Can you get to the one over there?
I'm looking.
Okay, it's behind the... Alright,
It's behind the star.
Yeah, it's just barely behind for me, too. So I'll pull forward a little bit, and that should put it into the reachable area. There it is.
System scan complete.
Alright, let's see what we got. System map. He was a very vocal cat, too. He'd come into the house and he would let you know he was home. And he had, middle of the night, he'd come in through the there was a way to get it that he was able to get in the house in and out of the house through the basement. So you hear him down in the basement. This is a basement plus 2 stories. So you hear him run around the basement. And you hear him go up the basement stairs. And run around the first story. Getting louder all the time. You hear him come up the stairs to the second floor. And then he would take a running leap across my parents' room and land on their bed.
Like, hey, pay attention.
I'm here! Anyway, nothing good here. We own it, though. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Charging FTL.
They had this black cat before I got this cat that I have now. Adopt my cat, because I've got my old cat. And I named him Shadow because he would just shadow my cat. Absolutely worst name for that cat, because it was louder than all get out. But he was in the backyard, would not come near me, would try to get to my cat. My cat put up with him for a while. And you try to get near to the cat without me, getting near to me. And so one day I just laid down on the grass and just started crawling towards him, and
Fuels complete.
he finally got to the point that, he realized that I wasn't going to hurt him.
Well, our current 2 are rescues.
Yeah.
We've got Tiny Tony and Dish. Why is he called Dish? Because he was rescued by a little old Italian lady, and he's such a dish.
Cat names don't have to make sense.
Well, dish is kind of a slang term for handsome in Italian.
Ah.
And he is an extremely handsome cat.
Oh, that's an ammonia world.
That's worth scanning if it's not too far away. System map.
I will head there.
See how far away it is. Oh, that's not bad. Alright, we own the system. Ooh, terraformable. 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 And skip, and then an ammonia world. My goodness. 3 terraformables, and they're all out at that 3rd star. So I guess I'll start out the beginning of the star. Start with 1. Work my way out. Provided, of course, the game doesn't crash again.
Again.
How I knew the other one had crashed last time is those little salt particles, or they, a la Star Trek, stopped moving.
Yeah, when stuff stops moving. When you're in Super Cruise.
Yep. The
Landing gear retracted.
Really?
Ashes.
Anubis thought my gear was down. That's interesting.
Yeah.
At least he pulled them back up. So now he's actually in sync with the actual ship. Why am I passing you?
Say that again?
I said, why am I passing you? This shouldn't be happening. Unless there's a communication problem and I'm going to crash.
Or I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, I don't think your position's updating. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good at all. Unless, of course, you're not moving, which I doubt.
No. Let me check something. I'm doing 3231C.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Well, that may mean I'm going to be crashing here in a second. We'll see. Pull in on the bright side of this guy.
Oh, too close. Get the gravity well.
Oopsie.
So then after this one, I'll work my way down to 3, correct?
I'll have to check. Yeah. There's one of them that's basically skip one, and then the rest are good.
Okay, because 5 is the ammonia, so that was a skip. Yeah, 3.
Oh, I fired 5 shots. I only meant to fire 4. Oh well, that's okay.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Sure, it's directly on the opposite side of the star from me. Yay!
Which one are you going for?
2.
Okay.
Remember, I gotta stop at all of them to show them on the stream, so.
Three was the one that I hit the gravity well of coming into 5. So I should have just stopped.
Yeah, we were doing something a little different last night with them, to try and get through a little quicker. Since I have to go to all of them anyway. So what we were doing was Lynn was grabbing the one that's furthest in. I would do a flyby on it, take the second one, and then leapfrog on the way out. That way I don't have to go all the way out and cut back or anything like that.
Cut down on time wasted.
Yeah. We got, the past 2 nights we got over 1,000 light years each.
I saw that.
So, and that's part of how we did it, is we changed the pattern of scanning so that we would get done scanning the systems quicker. And still get them the same amount of screen time for the pretty planets. This is a really nice red one. I think I'll fire 5 probes anyway just to get through it faster.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Of course, the one time I don't have to hurry because I'm changing the water bottle around. Alright. And And the reason I have the water bottle is otherwise my throat gets too scratchy and I have to stop talking.
Surface scan complete.
Hydration is important.
Yeah, well, I kind of wrecked the back of my throat and my vocal cords ages and ages and ages ago. So, I have to, that's part of why I cough a lot. And so I have to, you know, if I'm talking, I have to drink quite a bit just to keep the back of the throat sufficiently lubricated to continue talking.
Keep all the hairs down back there.
I'll keep all the pieces of shredded skin hanging down the back of my throat from breaking their way out of the mucous membrane and tickling the back of my throat, causing me to go have coughing fits. Yeah. I did some nasty things to my body when I was younger.
Haven't we all?
Well, that and my lung problems are both due to bronchial pneumonia.
Uh-oh.
Which is, of course, part of why I'm being extremely careful with respect to COVID, because I've already got a lot of lung damage.
Yeah. That's the first thing it goes for.
Oh, this is kind of nice looking. Now I gotta go, whoops. There, now I can see it again. Now I gotta go out to the other one, which is 5. Off to 5 we go. Gotta show the pretty planets. Otherwise, multiple people said, hey, I want to see that other planet that got scanned. I was like, okay. I do what my viewers want. I go look at the pretty planets.
You were just pulling away from me so quick. Oh, you jinked right. Communication error somewhere.
Yeah. I've half a mind to get myself hired by FDev and straighten out their communications.
Oh, they need a lot of help.
Because the game should never crash due to a communications error, and yet I see that all the time. And there are some standard communications patterns that you use in these circumstances to prevent that kind of problem. And I know them like the back of my hand.
You dealt with it.
Well, it's funny, you know, there's a bunch of the patterns that, you know, people that got recorded along the lines of that type of communication system. And I saw the pattern and it's like, oh, I've been doing that for years.
And here's one way of handling it.
There is only one. Basically there's a handful of right ways of handling it and a whole lot of wrong ways. An infinite number of wrong ways of handling it. Oops, I did the wrong thing. There we go. Now I have the next system. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
Now, the problem is a lot of times when, you know, people are writing software and they're putting together a system like this, they just do the simplest thing without understanding the paradigm. Because the simplest thing, while it works in the simplest case,
Yeah. It's not simple when you're dealing with an MMO.
nothing's simple when you're dealing with an MMO or any large-scale messaging-based distributed system.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
So, yeah, they've got what they've got in place.
They feel that's good enough.
Well, no, they probably don't, because, I mean, it's crashes all over the... You know, they got plenty of crash complaints. And that's the one thing you don't want to have in a game is a crash, if at all possible.
No, you don't want people stopping to play.
No, it tends to drive people away from the game. System map. Yeah, nothing drives people away quicker than a game that just crashes. Well, we own the system. Nothing worth investigating further. Time to move on. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for jump.
I was talking to my wife about the game and how, you know, I was trying to catch up to where you guys were. And I was saying how, you know, how short my legs were. She's saying, well, why don't you just buy a bigger ship? Like, well...
Because I'm way out in the middle of nowhere.
Ship out here. If only it were that simple.
Yep. But,
Yeah, doing some research on the carriers,
yep.
and I guess you can sell ships,
Yep.
but you don't make any money on it.
Nope. There's no incentive to being a ship seller.
And it just adds
System scan complete.
to your maintenance every week.
Yeah, it adds an insane amount of maintenance and you don't make money. There's no reason for it. System map. Alright, we own the system.
I wonder if they designed it that way as a money sink, a credit sink. That way, you know, they left the diamonds running too long.
Yeah. Alright, so we own the system. Nothing worth investigating further. On we go. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I ended up, you know, I bought a shipyard. So I've still got the sink, but I never stocked it. It's a completely unstocked shipwood. It's only, you know, it's there so we could store it on the way, store stuff on the way out. And that was the only reason for it.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Well, if people want to park stuff on my carrier, they certainly can.
It's gonna be there a while.
Yeah. I'm actually hoping to actually never move it. That's the hope. Whether that's the reality or not, I don't know.
Well, if I ever go back out there, I have a mining vessel.
Yeah, just sitting out there waiting for you. Yeah.
System scan complete.
System up. All right, we own the system. A1 is terraformable. That's it on A. B1 is terraformable and not that far away.
So do I go to B1 then?
If you would go to
A1?
Okay, if you would go to A1 and scan A1, I'm going to do a flyby on A1 and head for B1, which will basically that will shorten the amount of time we have to spend running around in system to the absolute minimum, or as little as we can. Holy shit, that's close. I'm going to end up having to do a loop of shame. Damn it.
And there you go.
I got close enough going in. I heard the hiss going by.
So that one way out there, is that the water world?
Oh, you know, I didn't see where the water world was. I just looked at terraformables. I should find that too before I leave this one. All right. Hey, this is kind of a pretty little planet. That's nice. So before I go much further, system map.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Ah, the water world is A4, so I better go there first. Alright, so I'm going to actually do, since you just finished scanning this, let's both head for A4. I'll do a flyby on A4 and head deep.
Okay.
Just because you got done with that so quick, because I had to double check and replan. Otherwise, what I would do is I would be mapping A4 and send you deep, and I would come in between. I'd come in right behind you. But I think it's still going to end up faster this way. And then by the time I get done mapping A4, B1, you should be out there, and we can leave right from there. Rather than you having to sit out there twiddling your thumbs while I try and get there. I managed to avoid a second loop of shame. Kind of a dark blue. Neat. That's a really nice color. Not a whole lot of clouds here. Really nice nice color to that planet. Oh, I guess it's just a whole bunch of high thin cloud. Alright. Alright, so now I need to head for B1.
Surface scan complete.
But thank you for the reminder on the water world. I had forgotten that one.
I get excited about water worlds. Those and earthlike are my favorites.
Well, ammonia should be right up there with them because it's about the same as the water world in price. As we discovered in Lynn looked up the prices of things the other night. In ammonia world.
Why ammonia worlds?
Huh?
I wonder why ammonia worlds.
Same reason as water worlds. Pretty much the same. They're pretty good, and you can also end up, you know, it's like a water world. It's easy to end up with a terraformable ammonia world. System map.
The Voyager 1 is now 14 billion miles from the planet.
Have you taken the trip out to Voyager?
No, I haven't gone back to Earth yet.
Okay. I did that once. It's a lot of work.
You gotta find it, don't you?
Yeah, I looked up how to find it. And you have to head in a very specific direction for a very specific distance, turn around, and slowly start coming back. And if you get close enough in doing that, it will appear as a contact. And you can go find it.
Oh.
It's an achievement. It is definitely an achievement.
Gonna have to try that. Do they have Voyager 2 in the game, or is it just Voyager 1?
Just Voyager 1 as far as I know. Or at least nobody's said they've found Voyager 2. Come in on the sunny side of this thing. If I don't end up having to do the loop of shame. I think I avoided it. Yep, I avoided it. Coming in nicely on the sunny side. Coming in nicely on the sunny side. See the pretty planet.
Map it, map it.
It's a map, it's a map, it's a map. It's not that pretty a planet. Okay.
Well, may not be pretty, but we got its pretty side.
We got its well, we've got its better side. I don't know, maybe the dark side's the better side. Oh, I should fire one more to make it. Oh, don't fire. Don't ruin my efficiency bonus.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Nope.
Oh, that's you going by, not a probe. Okay. It's like, no, he's firing a probe at it. Alrighty. Show. Wait, where have you got me pointed at?
There we go. This way.
Alrighty.
AMP C554.
Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
So then I go to the closest, then you grab the next one, I grab the third.
Yep, we leapfrog.
Got it. Should be easy to do.
And when Lynn joins us again, again it's leapfrog. Except it's a double leap, so one of you grabs the first, the other grabs the second. I do a flyby on those two and grab the third. You two grab the next two past me, etc. And that should, why did everything in this system appear? Oh, I think we've been beaten to this system. Okay.
Everything's all scanned for you?
Almost everything, yeah.
Because I'm only at 57%.
Yeah, but did you do that first 57%, or was that already done when you got in here?
Ooh, good point.
So we'll get something for some of these guys, maybe. But it doesn't look like we're going to get much in the way of firsts here, because I think someone's been here. In fact, I'm pretty sure someone's been here with what's been scanned and what hasn't. You know, they didn't do anything with the asteroids. They only grabbed the high-value stuff. System map. System map. Alright. Nope. We're the first ones in here. They were just close enough they all appeared. Oh my god, 12.77 light seconds. Yeah, no wonder they all appeared. Oh, the first star, right? The furthest one out is 43.5 light seconds. So that says all 6 of the ones in the first star definitely appeared just when we came in the system.
Oh.
So that gave us 6 immediately. No wonder it looks so funky. Alright, but there's nothing really worth continuing on with, so that was an interesting system. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for warp.
I got stuck under the star.
Whoops. I thought for sure someone had been here because so much was populated when I came in. Alright, this system's properly empty.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
And I will wait till you get... Okay, you are in system. Alright.
Yep.
System scan complete.
System map. We, of course, own this system. First planet is terraformable. Second planet is terraformable. Third is not. Nothing else is. Okay, first two. And they're a pair, so we head
I
for...
will grab the first one.
Yep. And I will be a very short distance away at the other half of the pair as soon as I go by the first one. So I do a flyby and then grab the second.
Oh, wasn't paying attention.
Where you going?
There we go.
You're going for a walkabout.
Oh.
So I do a nice gentle flyby of Planet 1 just to get it on the stream, and you can map it kind of nicely. And then I turn around this way towards Planet 2, and I'll actually go map this one.
Surface scan complete.
Zoom!
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Alrighty. Both worthwhile planets are scanned. Time to move on. Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing for jump.
sitting there scanning, and you go zooming right across in front of me. Like, oh, hello there.
3, 2,
Got a couple screenshots of me flying through the barrage of probes.
Ooh, that's a bright one.
System scan.
There we go.
Gas station.
Fuel scooping complete.
System map. We own it. Whenever you're ready. We've actually had relatively few gas stations tonight.
And we are clear.
Engage.
Frameshift drive charging.
Preparing to fold space.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
There's an earthlike,
Nice.
and it's number 1.
Oh, wow. Close in, huh?
Startled me. Like, ah! I have to agree with Lynn. They've got to work on that scanner thing. I don't know how many times I pop in, think it's an earthlike. Nope, rocky ice.
Yeah, they're right next to each other. System map. Alright. There's the earthlike. And it's the only thing worth looking at here. Okay, great. Then again, the earthlikes. They're always worth looking at.
$3 million.
I really wish I could make money as fast in real life as I do in Elite.
Yup. Ah.
Actually, it's 9:56 and we're at an earthlike.
Good place to stop.
Good place to stop. Yeah, let's scan this baby and take an opportunity for a picturesque stopping point. Ooh, it's a big earthlike too.
7 probes.
I'll use the 5 pattern rather than the 4.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Ka-chink, ka-chink. You got a ka-chink, ka-chink.
Yes, please.
Alright, I got a nice angle on it here. I will drop out right here. And, let's see. Actually, you want to join me in here and get the promo shot?
Sure.
get the external camera all set up here.
Okay, where are you? Oh,
Probably behind you.
got a view of your thrusters.
So if you could pull up somewhere beside me, I'll adjust my angle on the shot, and then, oh, you're above me. Okay, well, I gotta change angle
Hold
a
on,
little bit.
hold on. I will get turned around.
Alrighty. And if you roll right just about 10 degrees, there we go, right there, that should be a beautiful shot. There we go. Excellent. Alrighty, how many jumps we got tonight?
Let me look. I am not good with numbers right now. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see here. I wrote it down somewhere. Okay, we have done 28.
Oh, nice.
Which we had a few far ones to jump, and then, what, 2 computer crashes?
Yeah.
And I had to catch up to you.
Yep. Whoop. I could spell really. Almost. There we go. That's all set properly. So I'd like to thank everyone who came along tonight. We had a reasonable group of people. It's good to have you. I really appreciate the company and appreciate the fact that people are actually want to watch what we're doing here. So we made a decent amount of distance tonight and ended up at this beautiful planet to end the night. So we'll pick it up again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. as usual. That's all for now. This is Trice Majestus signing out.
Alright. 18. I'm updating my my flow chart.